So that's MiG-28 then.
I don't know. Do you want to? Well, I'll tell you what then. If you and I go together and as we're flying F5, it'll make it easier to ID then. I don't know. Actually, what's spread kite flying?
Anytime probably.
Yeah, be.
You're 810. Okay. Okay. Shall I? If I fly with Dusty, then that makes it a little bit easier to ID. What do you think?
Yeah. Okay. I'll switch over.
Okay, mate.
I can change my skin to something that I personally prefer. Since it's MiG-21, it's pretty easily recognizable anyway.
I mean, we can swap around anyway. You know, we can swap teams around and stuff anyway. Yeah. So, how are you on the F5, Dusty? Okay.
Say again, sorry.
How are you on the F5? Pretty okay?
Well, not okay, but I managed.
Okay, cool. Oh, this is the one, isn't it, over with the lake? Oh, right, I remember this one. I've flown this one. I'll make sure which base we're at. Yeah. Oh. Okay, green's cool. Yeah. That looks a bit.
Командир, оружие подвешено.
Okay, ready to go.
Yeah, I think I am as well.
Yeah. Just remember to jack the front wheel up.
Oh yeah, thanks.
And remember to put your dampers on as well, so it's quite easy to forget that as well. Okay, okay, Reds. Well, just let us know when you're ready to go, and we're on the runway waiting.
I'm just taxiing out.
Go.
So basically, it's 1v3 at the moment.
1v3. Oh, is it?
No, I'm in the 24 on the... Sorry, the 25 on the same thing as you.
Okay.
I can only carry 2 missiles, sadly, because they've taken away the, what is it, the other missile type.
The
Oh,
73s.
Yeah. As the 60 won't go into the second pylon,
Mm-hmm.
so I've only got the outer wing pylons.
ah. It's a shame.
So I can only
Yeah.
carry 2 missiles, so I've got all these empty hard points.
I think Tilly did that on purpose.
Yeah, it's because the missile's a lot more modern. But it's a bit of a flaw that the aircraft can't carry 2 of the older missile.
Why has he done that then? Is it?
It's just that the 73 is very good at turning, very accurate.
Yeah, but you're sort of limited with your speed in the SU-25, aren't you? That's-
Yeah.
But it's a good turn. It's a good, great turner. Right, let's get ready to rumble. Try and treat this as much of a learning as possible, rather than trying to just score points. That's the way I see it anyway. Trying to fight as a pair, which is quite a bit difficult really, because you've got 2 really mismatched aircraft over on that side, haven't you?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so that's not really going to work. Okay, we'll just have one go at this then, and see how we get on, I suppose. So you can't really have an SU-25 with a 21, it's a bit tricky.
They're very strongly flying, which is just fly whichever way you do it.
Yeah.
You've got the roll rate improved on this thing.
The roll rate
Yeah.
on, sorry, the F5?
Yeah.
What do you mean improved, sorry?
Well, I've got a program on my Autas. You get nearly double the roll rate that you'll get.
The aircraft's got a
When
roll
normally-
rate limiter.
Well, is that a...
You can toggle it on and off.
Oh, okay, well I didn't know that.
I'll show you one when we're in the air.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'll tell you what. Are you guys ready to go yet?
I am. I think Red Bull is still... Oh, he's taking
It's not pressing the steering button, is it? As you roll?
No, not that I'm aware of at least.
Okay. It's probably the SU-27.
Toggle, or flight control system toggle button.
Yeah. I tend to not to touch that.
No, that's a scary
As you-
button.
It is very scary. I've done it once or twice and got myself into right old pickle.
Right, shall we?
Yeah, certainly. Okay, brake set. Run them up.
3, 2, 1, now.
In 3, 2, 1, release. Running full burner.
Problems. I'm on fire.
Oh dear.
Oh,
150.
and my...
Rotate.
yeah, I have a bit of an issue as well because my controls no longer work.
Gear up.
Thanks, Teddy, for mechanical and bird strikes.
Oh god.
Unless I ingested so much hot air from the MiG that my engine overheated on the right. I doubt that was the case. And my right engine caught fire on top.
That's not very helpful.
I didn't even get to takeoff speed, I was still on the ground. need to get an air horn and scare all the pigeons off this runway.
I'll come into land, and it's probably one of the updates that DCS did recently. It replaced the controls files with the MiG-21. It's done that before.
So you know what? I can't get my MiG-21 to run well in DCS. It stutters too much, like constantly. It really puts me off the module. I really like the module, but I can't fly the thing. That gives me a headache to fly it. The thing is, I can't understand why it does it. I've tried everything, repairs, reinstalling it, doesn't seem to make any difference.
Have you installed the cockpit mod that I recommended on Discord?
I haven't. I think you put a post up, didn't you, Raven, on one of the forums about that. I did see it the other night. I was just thinking I might have to try it.
Yeah, you should try that. It immensely helps with the frame rate.
Yeah, the frame rate's fine. It's just jerky. It's most bizarre.
Yeah, my controls don't work, so this is going to be interesting. Boom!
We got a splash one on this side.
Yeah, because my brake shoe didn't deploy.
Yeah.
I need to restart DCS. To do that, I'll put that file back. And
We'll wait.
Sorry?
I said we'll wait. And then in the meantime, I can show Piper the thing with the roll rate, stuff like that.
I'll just put that file back, then I need to reconfigure my controls.
Sure. I can't even see you, Dusty, behind me on my 6.
Yeah, I'm behind you.
Oh, okay.
I'm now in burner trying to catch up.
Okay, I'm just going to go into a right turn here.
Copy.
Where the lake is.
What's your airspeed?
Airspeed's 500 knots.
Okay, mine too, so that doesn't work. Okay, back to the burner.
I'll slow down a little bit. Bring it back.
Ah, hang on, I'm already at 600, so. I'm overtaking you on your left side.
Okay, I'm going to roll out when I get to due west.
Oh, now there's a patch for me as well. For DCS 1.5.
Okay.
That's quite a nice sort of combat spread we got there.
Okay, can you see my roll rate? Hang on, I'm gonna roll, yeah?
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is regular.
Okay.
Okay, now I put the limiter off. And now I get this.
Right. So is there there's a switch for that, is there?
Well, at least I can put it on my HOTAS because I've got a sliding switch which remains in position. I think if you have a button for it, it should be a button that you have to hold.
I see. So I'll have a look at that.
Should we go back to base as well and refuel?
I don't know how you're doing for fuel. You haven't got an external tank on, have you?
No, I chucked that off because if you're gonna do PvP, then.
Oh, I'd just chuck it off just before I engage. Yeah, you can do. You can land and refuel if you like. I've got plenty at the moment.
Why don't you show Piper the button that's needed for that, the actual control?
Well, it is in the options menu, of course, but it depends on, because I've got the X56, which has got the slider button, and otherwise it's as programmable as any other button.
Yeah, but
I'll find
tell
it.
him how it's called. Then he can look into it himself.
Yeah, from memory.
Open the controls menu and check.
That's all right. I can do a search for it.
Hang on, I'm just trimmed out so I can do it.
Yeah, I've got it. It's limiter to turn off. L on the keyboard. I can map a button if I want to use that. Thank you very much. Well, I might just do that while I'm flying. Literally just switches it off.
Okay, I'm trying to find my way home to the airport.
Should be over it now. I've just come out of menu and I don't know where you are, but I can see it right in front of me. Dusty, you Red Kite, are you airborne? Are you respawning?
I'm just sat on the runway.
Oh, okay.
I've got a fuel tank, so I might as well take off and loiter in the near the lake.
They must put that limiter on the aircraft to stop you overstressing the aircraft or something.
No, apparently there is sort of an indent on the stick when you move it, and as soon as you move it past a particular angle, it switches on by default in the real aircraft, and this is DCS way of simulating that.
Okay. Well, I don't know why they just don't mix that in. Just have that roll rate in anyway.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
Перезарядка по плану. Принял. Командир, оружие подвешено.
Oh really? Dispatch removed that file again, so I have to restart again.
Oh no.
Oh jeez.
Or what we might do is just start and then just jump in.
By files, Raven, you mean the configurations files for your setup for your hotest?
No. There is... Oh, now the hangar door is closed. It's a special file that I installed to allow 3 position switches to work in the MiG-21.
Ah, okay.
I probably won't be able to get out of this hangar without exploding. I'll try. See if I can taxi through the doors. Nope. Really, this is...
Whoa!
Someone just got shot down.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Wandering too close to the base.
why would I get shot down when being too close to my own base?
No, you were close to their base.
Was I?
Yeah. You must have been.
Oh yeah, I flew on. Oh yeah. Hang on. Normally, I flew on the red side on this mission. Okay. Whoops.
You're flying back to what you think is your base.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize. This is the first time I'm flying on blue.
Oh, you normally fly in the F5 as well.
Yeah, exactly. Stupid.
Fox.
Oh, I lost sight of you.
Перезарядка по плану.
It's really unhelpful having a beam running across the centre line on top of your canopy.
I bet, yeah. Thought you would have.
I'm following your shadow because I can't see you.
I'm trying to. I lost sight of you, couldn't find you.
When you came in on me, I did a barrel roll upwards and put
Well, I
the
didn't
brakes
even
on
see you
and
till you were on my
behind.
6, so I didn't
Oh,
even
right.
know you were there. So then I looked round and you were there, kind of thing. And I thought, oh, here we go. Let's just try and use my superior rate of time now. Because I'm not going to try and out-turn you in an SU-25. The thing is, when I do that, I've lost sight of you again. I can't bloody see you. Oh, there you are.
Командир, что ты делаешь?
Nice colour scheme.
It's got sharp teeth as well.
Yeah, only problem is this shark won't bite, I guess. Bite a chunk of the tail off or something.
I think I've lost it.
Oh, don't crash, don't crash. Oh, I'm just moving in.
You don't want to know how many times I have that.
Could you not get tone on me, Red?
I had several shots. I just called Fox rather than actually shooting you.
I was waiting for it. I was ready to take evasive action, waiting for the missile, and it didn't come. How you getting on, Raven? Have you fixed it?
Yeah. Apparently, well, the controls are memorized because they're in my user files folder. But when the file is missing, they're not bound to anything. So as soon as I put that default file back, my controls are back in order.
Okay.
But now the funny issue with that hangar door.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
DCS bug.
Yeah, one of the many.
I thought I'd save myself some time instead of rearming and just take off and dump all my stores. The only problem is Timmy's put an ECM pod on the right wing and I can't dump it. So I've got some dead weight anyway.
Somebody going with feet wet over the leg.
Now, who would that be?
Need to ID it before you shoot. It's all part of the good
How
bit
can
of
you
training.
tell? I
This.
can't even see you. Unless it's someone else you're looking at, but...
I don't know. I was wondering about that, Raven. Perhaps that could be the difference between me having quite a big flat screen and quite a high setting, and you running the VR a bit lower. I don't know.
Yeah, using VR for visual combat, visual air combat is definitely a big disadvantage.
And I only see probably 2 or 3 pixels, but I see something blue.
But even then, I often use F5 to help me out to even the playing fields a bit. But even F5 didn't pick me up.
No, it's not you who's found, it's me.
Now growing from south to north. Very low on the deck. No, it's a 21.
That's the enemy. You can't get into a turn fight with an SU-25.
No, literally not moving. Just watching you stay put on my canopy.
You saw me pop up at just the right time, and definitely put that into probably the best defensive manoeuvre you could.
I mean, have we doing live fire?
Yeah. Carry on.
Oh, there's my shot then, but okay.
That's what it's all about.
Lost tone. I had a great shot there. I should probably have switched to guns.
I forgot to arm my missiles. Idiot.
Well, we were both in aircraft, we didn't fly in quite some time.
Right, you're out of missiles now, aren't you?
I do have missiles here, yeah. How did you know?
Right, do this.
Yeah, you got me.
That was a good fight.
Yes, it was. I had a clear shot at you as well at some point until you said about your shot and the missile you missed tone. I had something like, oh shit, I forgot to arm them.
Well, we were both going head on, so we both had good shots.
Well, I guess the F5 can do the job at some point, because I didn't turn too badly. Just don't chuck it about like you would do a modern 5, you know. The only thing that counts with this thing is keep the speed up, keep the speed up.
You turn a lot better than I can in the MiG-21. You can just turn and burn, basically, and I can't.
Yeah, well, I can turn and burn whatever I like, but if I pull too hard, the speed will drop to 0 and then I will be a falling brick. And that's what it does very rapidly if you don't watch out.
Yeah, welcome to my world of old Delta wings. At least you have straight wings.
Now, every now and then I even wonder if what it does is also that with the automatic flaps, of course that helps, but the more flaps you get out, the more brake power it gets as well. Basically holding you back too.
At least you can compensate that by engine thrust.
Well,
you
yeah.
can power your way out of it. The only thing that you can get increased is drag, and you can counter drag by increasing engine thrust.
Yeah, that's true. But these engines aren't that powerful.
You have 2 of them. I only have 1.
Well, look at it this way,
Don't
right?
crash again.
If you want to, you can if you want to, you can outrun me very easily.
We were quite a long scissor fight there, but eventually the 25 just runs out of energy and
Hustle.
falls out of the sky.
You're doing stall turns.
Yeah, because I was going above you, trying to stall turn to pick myself toward you again, and I was just slowly running out of airspeed height. So
Yeah, I know. I was
desperately
desperately trying to stay behind you and take a missile shot. I didn't trust my missile to hit you from there because it had quite a curve upwards to get you. And I thought, I can get him on a guns pass, but it just sort of jinked out the way as you went past my gun sight.
Yeah, I'm intentionally doing that, funnily enough.
Yeah, I bet you are. I'm going to run out of fuel in a minute. Right, anybody else up? Is Raven back up again?
I'm still up.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I got shot down, she's still up.
Okay.
I'm still
have to-
patrolling on the
Okay,
hunt.
I've got to go back to base at some point.
Oh, I've used half of my fuel by now as well.
Okay, let's go and refuel all then, I guess.
Just
I can hold them, boy. No worries.
try and work out where I am.
Yeah, you can't see that on the map either.
Well, that's the advantage that I have. I can just navigate by RSBN.
Yeah, and by this time I've learned this map quite good, opposite comparing to the river where the airfields are, and to find your way home again. That's what I did only a bit too good the last time. Bob, are you coming into land, mate?
Yeah, I'm on my way back. I've got to refuel. Flying round and round in circles with red.
Oh, you won't win that.
We were in this perfect turn together, opposite sides of the turn, neither one of us gaining the advantage.
Oh,
Guy-
two circles,
guy-
yeah.
I was going up because he was gaining on me in the turn, and then I was coming back down, and he was then going up, and yeah, it was a good little tussle.
Yeah, we got caught up in a scissor fight at the once you decided
Yeah.
that turning simply wasn't enough.
I got a couple of missile shots, so I managed to avoid them.
I think the key to the heat seekers is to launch when they're not looking, because it's too easy to spoof them. trouble is guessing when they can't see it.
I just noticed I'm a bit out of practice when it comes to landing B-21.
I noticed that too. I was sat at the end watching that.
What happened?
She was basically landed like a bouncy ball, just boing, boing, boing.
Okay.
As soon as I
Quite big arcs.
bounced once, then I turned on my afterburner and went around. But the problem is the engine spools up pretty slowly.
Yeah.
So you bounce back down a second time before you get enough thrust to gain some altitude again.
Okay. You know what they call that in Germany, type of landings? That I don't know how they call it in UK or in Belgium. What they call it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
The thing is, the MiG-21's like landing an express train, isn't it? Anyway,
Yeah.
fly onto the ground rather than land it.
Yep, and also the problem is that the landing gear is very, very fragile.
Is it? Okay. That shouldn't be in real life because the things were designed to do very rough stuff as well.
Well, you can
They've-
do,
they've
but
got
you have
big
to
wheels.
use the proper techniques and very, very carefully watch your vertical speed, horizontal speed, angle of attack. And then you can do it, but you need to touch it
Yeah.
down in the precise manner that it was designed for.
Okay, yeah, that I can imagine. Well, the F5, where you only get a little bit too much speed, you keep floating over the runway forever.
The F5 has, you get ground effect in it. It feels like you can float from one end of the airfield to the other.
Exactly, yeah.
The F5 is pretty easy to land.
Yeah.
You can do that without any practice whatsoever.
Hey, there he is.
Oh, you're waiting there, are you? Okay. My left low fuel lights just popped on.
Well, you came back at exactly the right moment.
Okay, I'm on the ground, but I popped the tire, so what I'm going to do is just going to respawn. I think that will be a lot faster than just waiting for repairs.
Перезарядка по плану. Прием.
Don't forget to check your air brakes, partner, before you take off again.
Yep. Cheers, mate.
By the way, since we are using this to educate ourselves on the art of basic flight maneuvers, if you run into lower speed, Dusty, I don't know if you've been doing that before, but you can severely increase the stability of any airframe at low speeds by using the rudders. I don't know if you've been doing that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you tend to get less drag as well if you use rudder.
Оружие подвешено.
It's less draggy to turn with the rudder than it is with ailerons.
I think the thing is, last time we did this, I fell so many times. I fell out of the skies without any. My speed was so low I couldn't do anything anymore. So
Well, in a fight,
yeah,
I think the thing to do is try and. It's very easy just to keep pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling on the stick. Sometimes, if you feel your speed's coming off, try relaxing your pull on the stick.
yeah. Basically,
So just experiment with that.
Yeah, basically that's what I meant earlier, because I think that's why Raven had quite a good fight this time. I wasn't pulling that hard, not chucking it around the corners.
if you're fighting Raven in the MiG, one of your best advantages in the F5 is trying to, depending on fuel state, is if you can get her into a turning fight, you'll probably be able to get her. If she starts going vertical, then that's different. She's got more power than.
Yeah.
Yeah, the funny thing was that we were in a turning fight.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, and I still slowed down.
Was probably just needs a little bit more technique. Were you in burner while you were turning?
Yeah,
Dusty,
I was.
you were. Okay. It may be that you were over pulling. If you pull too hard, what happens is the nose won't actually come round. All you're doing is causing drag. So you might have been.
That's what I mean, and I did that less this time.
Okay.
Than the times before.
Yeah.
You've also got an optimal turning speed at turning speed, literal airspeed.
That's right. Yeah. The corner speed.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the magical corner speed, which I can't tell you what it is in the F5. I can't tell you off the top of my head what it is.
Oh, it will be a lot faster than the speed we are using for dogfights. It might be something around 350 or 400 knots.
It's normally around that area for most aeroplanes. Obviously, depending on what you've got on board. But Dusty, do you understand corner speed?
Yes.
Okay. All right. No, I don't want to teach you to suck eggs or something, but it's just sort of...
That's all right. I'm open for everything all the time.
Well, so am I. You know, I'm always open to learn from others as well. You know, if it makes me
you can't just get on the turning corner speed and then expect to win every dogfight.
Oh no, there's a lot more to it than that, unfortunately.
Yeah, since there is obviously the rate at which you turn your nose in another direction, but that's independent from the tightest turn that you can pull.
Yeah.
You can do something to good effect, however, for snapshots with missiles. If you can point your nose at your enemy suddenly, pull off the rocket, and then you let it go and recover.
Yep.
But you don't want to do that in a turn fight unless you know you're going to get a good shot from it, because you'll bleed a lot of airspeed trying.
Yeah,
exactly.
The F-14 is really good at that, and with the F-14B, you can recover very quickly. With the F-30s in F-14A, it can take a bit longer, but I don't know if you remember that maneuver in Top Gun, where the F-14 did basically a Cobra. Or very close to a Cobra. Yeah. You can actually do that in an F-14.
Really? Okay.
I've seen videos of F-14s using a 77-degree angle of attack.
It's just like slamming a door into the wind, I guess.
Do you want to lead us out, Dusty? Lead us down there. You guys are you guys airborne yet?
Yeah, I'm monitoring over them.
Okay, we're on our way.
Okay. I'm up.
Yep.
I wish I had an air-to-air gun sight in this.
3, 2, go.
I've got a ball sighting.
Whoa.
Yeah. Is it a fixed sight or is it powered by gyro?
It's fixed sight. I've only got an aim predictor for ground targets with a laser.
Yeah, okay.
Coming up there.
Has a
I'm going to probably stay a little bit lower.
Yeah, me too.
Out there.
The gyro in the MiG-21 is pretty good.
Turning.
Roger.
Got a tally 12 o'clock over the leg.
Your engines kick out so much smoke you can see from miles away.
Right, Tad.
whereabouts are you, Red?
You see the lake that points to the little river that comes out the lake toward our base? I'm over that.
Oh, then I probably see you. I saw a few pixels.
I'll drop a flare.
Yeah, Daddy, that's you. Okay. I'm right below you.
Dusty, what do you want to do? Do you want to take high, take low?
That should be alright. Although I think the one
No,
that's
just pull out. One, you take the right, take the left.
You're trailing high or low?
Take the MiG. I'm taking the MiG.
Game is on. Gloves off. Oh, they're still there. Red, I could use some help here.
Yeah, I've seen some burners chasing them.
Rixie. Gosh, that's an interesting manoeuvre. Are you in control of that?
Yep.
Yeah, watch it, Poppy. She's dangerous.
Just watch my tail, because are you following us in?
Oh, this is bad.
Watch the
My engine
tail.
shut
Watch
down.
the tail. Watch the tail. Watch the tail. Because let's go.
I've lost a lot.
Come on, restart.
You're in, another one in the ground.
Oh, this was ah! Yeah. Okay.
Oh, then that's
This is a
three
shame.
now.
I
They've
just realized we
crashed
covered
in
from
front of
this.
me.
But hey, I survived this belly landing. My aircraft did as well.
I think I've got Mr. SU-25 coming to say hello.
He was shooting at me at the moment.
Well, let's put it this way. Can you see him? Because I can.
Yeah, he's behind us.
Are we getting into this dance again, Red?
Probably.
You're definitely teasing me.
Перезарядка по плану. Принял.
Snapshot. Come on, accelerate, you bitch of an F5. See if I can do this. Let's see what happens here.
Командир, оружие подвешено.
No, you almost got him. Oh, good shot. Well done.
I assume Dusty's with me somewhere.
I'm gonna get rid of these rockets. Don't think I need them.
I'm having an easier time spotting shadows than I am aircraft themselves.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I hate it when you lose someone, you can't find them. You know they're there, but you can't see
Hello.
them.
I need to re-armor, refuel, and go home.
Didn't have my centre line tank on while we were fighting then, did I?
I don't think so.
No, I think so. Thought I did dump it.
Oh, you got a hit into me, Dusty.
Say again, sorry.
You hit my wing.
Okay.
Though I'm fortunate enough to be tough enough to shrug that off.
Big tough guy.
Just a flesh wound.
Big tough SU-25. Flying tank.
Sadly, I don't have the speed to pursue you now you run away, so...
Put a flare out, Dusty, for me, please. Thank you.
I'm fine. Well, that was an interesting confrontation again.
Yeah, just a shame that my engine flamed out.
Yeah. What was that? Were you pulling up high or something, or just to?
You were doing some very odd manoeuvres, Raven, to be fair. I'm not surprised your engine stopped.
Yeah,
There was some negative G coming in there quite a bit. It did look very pretty from where I was sitting, I must admit.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to prevent you from taking a clear shot.
Well, of course, yeah.
And, yeah, I was being crazy Ivanette, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, it was very creative. still out there or have they gone back to base?
Red and I are in the area
Oh,
on the
okay.
hunt.
Do they repack your brake chute when reloading?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, make sure your handle's forward.
Yeah. And this may sound like a very stupid question, but this is in general. When you do that after a long flight, will they also top up your oxygen tanks for
Yes.
breathing?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't think they do in the F5, or unless they fixed it. They never used to.
Oh,
Hopefully they fixed it.
that's a pretty big oversight then. In the
Yeah.
MiG-21 it does. They even replaced the coolant for the radar.
Yeah, they should do, but they don't. They haven't before, and they might have fixed it now. But it was one of the bugs that they had going for such a long time. You can always respawn if you know.
Well, flying pretty low, so I don't need it anyway. But like I said, it's just a question in general. But that's a cool feature that they do that on the MiG-21, that they actually refill the coolant.
Yeah. Well, and the pressurized air that you use for using the brake switch, you have to use to turn on the ground for the nose wheel steering. It runs out pretty quickly.
Oh, okay. Even when the engine's running.
It is just a canister of pressurized air, so it's independent of the engine running. But yeah,
Oh!
yeah. They refill that while the engine is running.
Hang on, guys. Back in a second.
Come on, red team, where are you? Probably following me around, aren't you? Toying with me. Red goes very quiet sometimes. It worries me a bit, you know. Sort of smiling assassin.
Yep, exactly that.
See what I mean? He hasn't uttered a word.
I wish I could say I was on your tail, but I'm not. I'm not planning
You're
on
gonna tap
it.
him on the shoulder.
How are you doing with fuel and
Yeah, okay at the moment. Let's put it this way, I haven't fired any weapons yet. Except for my gun tonight.
Are you high or low, Red?
I'm fairly high.
Yeah, thank you.
You know the bases, I'm just opting between the two of them.
On the what?
Between the two bases.
Well, so am I.
I'm very blind wire at very different altitudes.
I think it's one of the hardest things to get used to in DCS is spotting aircraft.
It's harder than it should be, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you just spotted you in the last minute, second. How long were you following for me for? A while?
Oh, for quite a while.
Yeah, I thought so. Couldn't see you.
In fact, I fired a missile at you that you didn't even notice. We just outrun it.
No, I've been hit. I'm going down.
Yeah, but this is the second missile. But the first one that I fired on you,
Yeah.
you didn't even notice.
No, I didn't even see it. No, I was looking out the back. Believe me.
I was a bit too slow and too far away. I need an emergency AFK. I'm getting a sugar deficiency, so I need to do something very quickly or I'm going to faint. I'll be back.
There's just hold on. There's just a little surprise for you.
or you can do that, yeah. It doesn't
I've
matter.
just killed you.
Yeah,
It's alright. I couldn't
yeah,
resist.
I know. I'm just flying in a straight line anyway, so. Yeah.
I wonder if I can get back.
Might have something to tell them, right?
Yeah, there's not much we can do about it, to be honest.
Why? You get
No,
that.
there's not much I can do. I'm flying just about.
Are you low or high?
Well, I got hit by a missile and managed to keep nursing it round, and then, yeah, it's, I think I'm going to be going in.
Yeah, I was just thinking just now a couple of bullets to the turn.
There's a nice convenient road. Oh no, my hydraulics have gone. Probably. I've got one nose wheel down. Now I'm definitely toast.
Alright, they should help.
Is someone chasing me? Because the base just shot up a bunch of missiles as I'm landing.
I think Mr. Dusty is out there somewhere.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of explosions out there. I'm not sure if it's Dusty or Dust now. Did you survive that, Dusty?
Yeah, I just fired from too great of a distance, so
Перезарядка по плану.
back home again to reload. Just 2 missiles, you were way ahead. How fast does this thing fly anyways?
I can hit 400, just about. I think it caps out at, what's 800 kph in miles per hour? Knots. That's what the speedo says, don't go beyond this speed. If you do, the whole plane just starts shaking quite unpleasantly.
Командир, оружие подвешено.
I have to say that it feels good to be back in my beautiful, beautiful.
Good stuff.
Hello, Red. I'll wait for you, Red, and then just give the word and then you can take off.
Probably best I get new aircraft then.
No one's come on so far on the server.
Yeah, exactly.
They're scared.
Well, to be honest, the chances of someone hopping in when you only have Cold War and World War II available are a lot lower.
Yeah, that's true.
Put an F-15 in there, that's a different story.
Yeah, exactly. What I would personally like to do is once the F-14 and F-18 are released and the Harrier, just remove FC3 altogether from our public server. To distinguish it from other servers. They're just only full fidelity.
It sort of has its place, I suppose, but
I quite like FC3.
yeah, I don't mind FC3 either.
It's nice to have simple aircraft that are that you otherwise probably wouldn't have.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Something like an AWACS or a cargo plane or something like that in FC3 quality. Give it a good flight model and basic instrumentation.
Well, even when they call the flight model professional in FC3 for most modules, but I highly doubt that the landing physics are accurate, except for in the Su-25. I don't know about the A, but the T has a pretty good landing physics model.
I mean, the A and the T perform very, very similar, to be honest. It's just the A has more power, less drag. Well, it has the same amount of power, really, but...
Yeah, but I remember when Eagle Dynamics first released the Su-25T, one of the things that they were really proud about is the landing physics.
I guess that was the first big step forward for them.
Yeah. It's around the same time that I stopped with flight sims for a while. That was just after the Su-25T and the KF-50 were released for the first time.
You can oversteer the nose gear on the Su-25 and cause it to brake on the ground if you turn too tightly and suddenly. It'll jam in the full right or left position based on your turn.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some reasonably good detailing on the 25.
Yeah, yeah. In a Sukhoi 27, for example, the landing when you land, it feels so artificial.
The 33 when it's obviously got the basic model.
Mm-hmm.
If you take off into a headwind with the 33, your plane feels like it's been picked up and dropped back down again, a couple inches to the left or the right, as it picks up the wind physics, because they're not applied when it's on the ground.
Hello, Wix.
Hey, Wix.
Red team is ready for takeoff when you are. Blue team.
I'm still rearming.
Copy.
Rearm complete, taxiing out.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hey,
Wix.
there he is.
I had my mic muted all that time. I'll be back in a sec.
Sure.
Yep. Ready for takeoff.
Piper?
I'm loitering at the moment.
Okay, copy.
I've got a funny thing. I've got the cursor on the radar screen. It isn't horizontal anymore. Did I bust a tire or something? No, not by the looks of it.
Does the radar operate on the ground? It might just be trying to tell you it's off.
No, I've got it on standby, but it still shows you sort of artificial horizon. You know?
Okay.
Now the artificial horizon has got the same issue. Okay, what's going on here? Let me check on that.
Calibrate your horizon.
I'll switch planes.
You look all right from the outside.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Don't worry about it.
Just
Just take off. What you need an after horizon for anyway? You can look out the window, can't you?
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, here we go. Plane action only.
Merged.
Where?
Behind us.
Listen, I'm here. Escape. I mentioned
Have more than 2 missiles. Right, there's have to be guns then now. Let's dance.
Yeah, I didn't even need flares to dodge those missiles, and I was on full afterburner as well.
Yeah, you know what? I chose my wrong time to launch on that one. I think you were just at a too high deflection for me.
Yeah.
Should have waited a little bit longer, and then
Yeah.
did quite
They're
a good
very
job.
limited all aspects. If you have a 90-degree angle, they're pretty bad.
It's just pulling enough G's, they can't keep up.
Yeah.
I can't respawn, so I have to disconnect. Every time I press escape, nothing happens, so I have to close the game.
That's annoying.
Everything else goes, so yeah. Escape menu.
See, when you're flying above the ground, I just can't see you. Piper? The pixel density in VR is that bad, I just can't see you.
Do you know that's the thing that really put me off VR. I would have quit just knew I wouldn't be able to see anything with it. Bad enough trying to find targets anyway.
Sorry, Ren.
It's actually easier the lower resolution you go. The problem is Raven's got the pixel density turned up a lot. So she's mitigated the advantage you gain by having low pixel count. But of course she still has low pixel count. I've
Yeah, it
noticed
sort of
if I
stands
have-
up as one pixel in the distance, so you can
if I
see
put it down
it.
as one super sampling on the headset, then everything's a lot more visible because the single pixel that represents the aircraft in the distance is proportionally bigger than it is if it was a single pixel on a 1080p screen.
That makes sense.
But when you super sample, the pixel becomes a half pixel, becomes a quarter pixel, and it becomes even more difficult to spot them.
Gotcha. I'm gonna have to go and get some more missiles.
It's something DCS needs to fix quite badly, and they should have done
Sending
by
back
now.
in a
Yeah.
week.
I did notice that when I was fiddling around with the settings, I have my pixel density on 2.5, which is the maximum setting. It does have a beneficial effect on the visibility in the cockpit and on terrain and stuff, but indeed when you lower the pixel density you can see units better.
Yeah, I've had situations where I can see a missile that's more than a mile away.
Bloody hell. It's good for dodging missiles.
Is it? I was discussing this with Red on Sunday evening. Isn't there a setting as well that you can see some stuff from a greater distance?
They used to have an imposters setting which changed the size of the black dot, and when aircraft were close it enlarged the model. I don't know what happened to that setting. It was
Model
around when-
enlargement was removed, yeah.
It got removed. There was a point where if you turn it to large, you could see ground targets from 25 miles away as big black splodges, which was a bit excessive, but medium seemed alright. But then people got angry, I think, and decided to remove it. It should have been made a server-side enforced thing rather than removing it.
They just need to really sort it out a bit, isn't it? It's
They need
almost...
to make it fair across all resolutions.
Yeah.
And I would appreciate
Right.
a scaling
Some-
option.
Some stuff is really, really hard to see, also on the ground, whereas in real life you can see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's why for finding ground targets I study the map beforehand, figure out landmarks, and I can usually find it off that. I'm not usually visually acquiring it through searching. I've pre-planned to find it.
Перезарядка по плану. Прием.
But when you have a moment, Piper, you should check out that cockpit that I posted. It's just
What's
different
that,
map,
for
so
the MiG?
yeah, for the MiG-21, so it doesn't trigger at integrity check.
Yeah, I will try that actually. I can put it in OVGM. Is it OVGME ready?
Командир,
As a
оружие
mod.
подвесно.
So I can put it in the folder and then activate it or deactivate
Possibly,
it.
but I don't use that. I just put the files there manually, and then you can use
Okay.
the drop-down menu in the special menu of the main DCS option menu to change cockpits.
Just, I'll try that because I do enjoy flying the MiG. It's
Yeah.
just
The
It's just
problem
not
is
good to
with the
me,
MiG-21 in general that they released it with the pixel pixel count,
Poly count.
polygon count. That's it.
Yeah.
So high that it was pretty much unplayable for anyone.
And that was just the cockpit.
And the textures that they use in the cockpit for the MiG-21 originally, and that they're still there, are 8K or 16K or something, a ridiculous resolution.
Whoa.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
What's the password?
There is none.
There is
None.
Oh. Now I want the Su-33 because it's carrier landings.
You didn't get Flaming Cliffs free.
No.
That's a shame. You missed a bit of an opportunity on that. The Su-33 is getting hopefully the upgrade soon, TM.
Yeah,
That'll
that's
be
at the
for
end of
Hornet,
September.
Is it end of September?
Yeah.
Well, the Hornet's going to need a foe to fight, isn't it? So they need to sort it out.
Yeah, that's a way to look at it as well, I guess.
But yeah, I hope
Hornet
that.
fights a lot of ground based too.
I had
Sorry,
hoped that.
Nathan.
Yeah, continue.
No, it's okay, you go.
I had hoped that the rework on the Kuznetsov would not just be for the 233, but it would mean a full fatality MiG-29K.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath on that. I think from what I've seen of the pictures, they're updating the carrier, how it looks and how it works, and the 33 as well, to bring it up to standard, as it were. Then I suppose it'll be ready for the F-18 and of course potentially F-14 as well.
Well,
So
there is a
otherwise-
massive difference in complexity between operating the F-18 and the Sukhoi 33.
Oh, of course, yes.
You're not
but,
exactly on the same playing field.
Yeah, I think you're right, and obviously start on the rest of that. But I think once you get a rough idea what you're doing, and you've mapped all the necessary stuff to your HOTAS, it won't be too different in an actual fight. I don't think it'll be too different.
Actually, I find it to be very different because in an FC3 module, you map stuff to your HOTAS that you would never map to your HOTAS in a full fatality module. At least that's what I have to do in VR, because I have no way of using the keyboard.
Right. I mean, things like radar and missile selection, close combat selection, and all that sort of stuff.
Well, the things that you
Pretty much. I pretty much keep it.
Is
Whether
it
it's full
cold?
fidelity or FC3, it's reasonably similar. Once you get, but trying to operate, certain things obviously are different.
That's what I don't like about FC3. You lose so many buttons, and I just like that complexity, and actually, it's just immersion as well.
Yeah, it's a different game in that respect, definitely. I mean, you can, a lot of it, full fidelity, you can start by cheating, but you do need to know obviously a lot more how to get it to work properly in certain respects. But I think,
To be honest, choosing the A10C is not that different to choosing the A10A once you've learned the HOTAS controls.
yeah,
Because you're not really pressing switches very often. Obviously, you're fencing in and out, and more complicated fire and engine management. But weapons employment's pretty much the same, to be honest. Admittedly, the A10A's probably got the same flight model as the C, so.
Well, yeah, that's what you say. You map weapons employment to your HOTAS, no matter which module it is, the full fidelity or FC3. But it's all the other stuff, non-combat related.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's all the,
you can't use proper navigation in an F-15 or a Sukhoi 27, for example,
no.
because it's
That's
not
right, well-
implemented. And I really want that
On the data
working.
link, you've got the waypoints, and you can zoom the map in and out. And although you don't get a ground map, you do get waypoint map.
Yeah, but you can't manually set up RSBN stations.
No, you can't. And you can't have waypoints. or anything like
Navigate
that, no.
using radio beacons. You can't do that.
But you can follow your basic flight plan from it.
As I say, I think in a fight, it's pretty similar. It's obviously all the other things aren't. But I think when it comes down to the crunch, if you've got an F-18 fighting an Su-33, then obviously it would be no good if they kept the Su-33 on a very basic flight model.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, the
it's a
33
good thing that
contains
they've updated all that, because potentially in not that far away there's going to be F-14s and F-18s flying around, and you want something on the other side which is comparable in flight model, I would have thought.
Okay, I'm on runway.
What I would like anyways as well is that you could be on board a carrier with more than just 2 or 3 people.
It's going to be interesting how they're going to do that, because you've got to spawn in, haven't you? So I don't know how they're going to arrange that on a carrier. You spawn on a multiplayer, and how you get to the catapult and launch, I have no idea.
Yeah,
How they're going to work that.
Park spots for spawning.
will be able to use the hangar deck in the carriers in the F-18 and the F-14, the Forrestal and whatever carrier they're going to use for the F-18.
Yeah, that is something like that. That was I was thinking about. Yeah,
So
they have to implement that.
will operate properly.
It's how far they want to go with it, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, and Hitler have announced that they have very high models for the personnel on the deck to actually have people giving your signals of where you have to taxi and that
I really want that.
Yeah, that you have to make sure that you actually catch that nose thingy mechanism.
The launch bar or
the launch bar.
Does the F-14 use a bar?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Phantom uses a bright.
Yeah.
What, the American one?
Yeah, the Phantom.
Oh, I thought it was on a bar. I thought it was
as well.
Or Navy that used bridles rather than. I thought the American stuff was on a bar, but maybe I'm not.
Not American.
Head per target.
Your robotic bridge.
It's air-to-air mix. We're just at the top of the lake and find each other and fight it out.
Unless you guys want to do something different.
I'm not going to stay online for much longer anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I've got to have something to eat soon. About another 20 minutes or so for the day. Which side are you on, Wix? Blue or red?
I am on red.
He's a MiG-28.
I'm in F5.
Yes, MiG-28.
Yeah. what you said, MiG-28.
There's a lot of Top Gun quotes coming out tonight.
Why is it MiG-28?
It's what
Or
I
is
called
it?
it, the Top Gun. It's a Top Gun fictional skin.
Merged.
You never see Top Gun Wix.
Nope.
Yeah, you should.
Did you guys actually know that the Navy hated that movie?
I thought they helped make it.
Really?
No. What they did is they gave the permission to do it, and in fact they were not, as far as I understood it, they're not. They weren't active F-14s in the Navy anymore.
No, they were.
There were.
They had the full backing of the Navy.
Yeah.
If you watch, there's a thing called this guy goes around interviewing aircrew and stuff, and there's a guy on there who was at Top Gun at the time when they shot it.
I watched that this afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, so
They had help. The Navy approved it and everything.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, Top
Yes,
Gun
of
is an
course.
80s movie, and the Tomcats were in use until 2006.
what happened is they were happy that they were getting rid of this sort of cowboy idea that everybody had, and like, okay, we are very serious people, and then all of a sudden comes along this movie with these crazy people flying these planes, and everybody goes like, no, you don't mean it. And just what we built up in the last 10 years, it's now going down the drain again with all this fantasy hotshot business.
Well, if you believe Hollywood, then you have a problem other than something that you have to worry about.
Yeah, of course, but I think I don't even want to know how many people in the world do take it seriously.
Перезарядка по плану. Принял.
One of my first dislikes of Top Gun was at the time when I first saw it. I didn't believe the Tomcat to be a dogfighter such as it was portrayed in the movie. It's only later on that I learned that actually it is. back in those days, I saw the Tomcat just as a pure interceptor and not as a dogfighter. Well, it was designed as an air superiority fighter and an interceptor, and that it was miles ahead of everything else at the time when it came to dogfighting, because it was designed to beat anything that's out there and would come out in the next 15 years.
Yeah,
And a proper F-14 pilot can beat F-15s and F-16s.
It was an incredible aircraft. Still don't understand why they quit it, anyways, because it was
Politics.
so very good. Yeah, of course.
And it was expensive to maintain. But that's it.
That's a good fight.
Oh, well done. That was good.
Oh, I convinced you were going to have me for a minute there.
I lost sight of you, and then I was in the wrong place.
Yeah, I was struggling for keeping our noses together, so I decided to climb up, went high, rolled over, found you again, spotted your burners, and then just dived on you.
Yeah, I lost sight of you. You went up somewhere. I couldn't see you.
Evenly matched in turn rate.
Yeah. The thing is, I've found with this F5 is that even with against an Su-25, the climb rate's not that great. So if you try and climb away, it's really quite hard to do that. You're probably almost better off probably in a straight line and just accelerating away rather than trying that out climb, I think.
Well, you've got the advantage you can choose when to win the fight, so provided you've got a clear run and you don't get a missile up your tailpipe, you can just leave.
Yeah. I was wondering if I can, what I've been trying to do is, so if you ever get in the situation, out climb, but it's obviously not, as you say, it's probably better just to straight line it.
25 can climb quite well, it's just it can't sustain it for very long. I mean, I'm dogfighting at about 250 to 300 mile an hour most of the time. Not struggling.
Yeah.
And I've got to make a very deliberate decision if I choose to climb, because I've got, I know I'm not going to have very much energy when I get to the top. It's not like the F5, which can probably keep on going a bit longer. So if you're in a position where you've got a lead on me, you can climb for a while and I won't be able to keep up. But if it's a short climb, I will catch you, or he's in a position to miss out.
Yeah, it's probably starting from too low a speed actually in that as well. Because I'm trying to fight you, obviously, at your speed as well when we're merged, which is a struggle. So it is probably better to disengage and then re-engage.
Yeah, fight it on your terms.
Well, yeah, that's what you try and do. I'm trying to... we've had a few battles where it's so close to the stall of both aircraft.
Yeah.
That...
Su-25 doesn't.
No, well, no aircraft does, but it's gone on a couple of times where you've gone in and I've been close to it as well. It's just education.
As for losing sight, you need to try and predict what I'm going to do for the duration of the blind spots.
Yeah, it's what happens is you drop behind my blind spot and then I lose sight, I can't see you. But you're right, yeah, it's trying to predict where you're going to come out.
On a left-hand turn, and we were alternating, so I assumed that you'd maintain a roughly level heading after that, realising I'm following you. So I made the assumption you're going that way, I'm going to go up, and then I'll roll back and face in that direction, and luckily you were there. Because some maneuvers do require you to lose line of sight, especially the 25, which has a 90-degree left-right vision, essentially.
Yeah.
It's just a big block behind you.
Yeah, you've got worse vision, haven't you?
Yeah, I can only just really see my own wings. It's a brick wall behind me because it's not really designed for dogfighting.
Yeah, same with the MiG-21 would be.
there's someone near our airbase. I can see the sounds of them excited.
I'll get on the RWR. Someone's lighting them up. Is that Dusty again, dancing with them?
I think the other thing is the burners really give you away. When I spot them, it's usually the burners that I spot, not the aircraft.
Yeah, I'm aware of that as well. But sometimes you really need them, don't you?
If you think you can manage something, turning the burners off definitely helps, but if you're wrong, then you're losing out on you're gaining.
Yeah, they are like Roman candles, aren't they? It's just sort of...
Yeah, and in real life it's even worse, especially at night. It's one of the reasons why the Navy was so happy when they got the F-14B, is it because they could take off from carriers without using afterburners. The F-14A really needed afterburners, and at night, when you're in a hostile area, all the lights were dimmed, of course, on the carrier battle group, but you could see afterburners from 40 nautical miles away.
Yeah, I mean, the engine was no good for the F-14, basically. It was a stopgap, wasn't it?
It's really surprising that the TF-30s were being used for that long.
I suppose it's all they had, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was meant to be a temporary solution, but it ended up to be 16 years. And then the F-14D was a really new aircraft. So yeah, I just didn't see that.
I know the feeling, Raven. You did it to me. It is annoying when you don't see it coming. Or Dusty's got me.
I saw the trail of the missile just before it hit me, but I had no idea that an aircraft was there.
I crashed, so it wasn't me. So, what was that engine designed for originally, anyways?
The F-111 is a bomber engine, not a fighter engine.
Oh, okay. Is that one? Well, the F-111 wasn't a great success either.
It did have its problems, but it could do things that no other aircraft could do at the time.
That's true. And
the Australians especially were a huge fan of it because of what it could do, and the range that it had. And back in the
Sorry, go on.
And back in the Vietnam War, F-111s they flew in one go from the US to Vietnam, over the ocean in one go. That was a really impressive feat at the time.
I mean, a lot of the development on the F-111 they used on the F-14.
Yeah, especially the F-111B. It was a major fuck up, but it's good that they had it because of the lessons they learned.
Yeah, it was a full swing wing, of course. One of the major things I found very impressive, I think it was the F-111, is that they had the complete crew compartment bailing out.
Yeah.
Didn't they have pylons on the swept wing as well that rotated?
Yeah, they had.
Whereas the 14 chose not to have that.
I mean,
I'm going to head off for today.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Adam.
Cheers for the flight, Raven.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Had fun again.
Bye. Is there any raids up at the moment?
That's just me at the end of the
this will be the end of the stream as well. Yeah, thank you for watching and see you soon. I won't make any promises as I did earlier, saying see you tomorrow and such. We will see, depending on how many people we will have. So I might not be streaming every night as I did before, but it just depends on the amount of people that we have online. Righty, bye-bye.